Hello, at the request of Thomas from Shimano, I'm doing this video that shows what the issue with my Synchro Shift is. So first of all, this video is made of two parts. The first part is the bike is connected to the E-Tube project on my laptop. So I'm using, as you can see, a Shimano PCE-1 unit. And just to give a bit of a background, the issue was that with synchro shifting, when in full synchro mode, when it needs to shift from the big chainring to the small chainring, it is shifting at one cog higher than what it's been programmed to shift according to the setting on the E2 project. Initially, we thought that the problem was because of my 6770 shifters, because as my original configuration was such that everything on my bike is 6770 except the 6780 except the shifters. They were the old 6770 shifters. But what I did is I went and bought the new 6870 shifters just to see if that was what was causing the problem. So as you can see, even though the bike still has the old shifters connected to it, the actual E-Tube cables are connected to my new shifters, the 6870. So now everything in this configuration, everything on this bike is 6870. Everything is 11-speed compatible. So if I go first as I said, to my E-Tube project, and if I click on my road bike, it is obviously checking to see if there's a newer, and then I would check connection. It recognized the PCE-1 unit, and now it's about to recognize everything that is on the bike. So it's asking, are you using the sprinter switch on the ST6870 left? And the answer is no. Same thing on the right. The answer is no. So now it's supposed to read everything that the my bike has, which is the BMDN100, the EW90 as a junction box, the latest T-Fly, the two derailleurs, and of course the 6870 shifters. And just to be on the safe side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the update firmware, and as you can see, all units are equipped with the latest version. So the BMDN100, EW90, the front derailleur, the rear derailleur, the two shifters, and the 111D Fly. Great. So now here is where the issue is. If I go to customize, and if I click on shift mode settings, you will notice my I currently have a 5236 chainring crankset at the front with two chain rings, and I've got the 1125 cassette. So if I click on next, you will notice that my mapping is the default mapping, which is it shifts down when it gets to the second cog in the back, and it shifts down to the fourth, and then it shifts up when it goes from 7th to 5th. Now in the shifting up, which is the green stuff, there is absolutely no issue. Everything works fine. The issue is that instead of shifting down when it is in the second cog, which is the 23T, shifting down to the 19T, it is actually pushing it one further up. So it's only when it gets to 25T, the biggest cog in the back, that it is basically shifting down to 19. Now I didn't change the setting, but just to be sure, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with it a little bit first, just so that we can make sure that it's safe. So I have changed the settings for a simple reason. Now if I go back and hit restore default, you see it went back to the settings that Shimano recommends. I click on OK, and you see that the shift mode setting has been completed. So I'm going to say complete, so everything's been pushed to the bike, and I'm going to close E-Tube and stop this first video. The second video I'll do is to show actually how it's shifting on the bike.